Alright, hello everyone. Welcome back. I wanted to go ahead and address a couple of questions that had popped up on our page. People have asked me where I've been, and it's a great question. As part of my challenge to basically prove that Ghanaians themselves can open a mind and take advantage of the resources and create their golden opportunity, I did this entire thing with Ghanaians negotiating and with zero funds up front. It was a challenge I did for myself. In the process, I also got extraordinarily sick. I could somewhat use my arm now, but for a while my right arm was completely paralyzed. And so it was a challenge. It was a challenge health-wise. It was a challenge business-wise. I literally wanted to prove you can go from nothing to making a very successful business and doing it through Ghanaians to make sure that there was no bias. A lot of times that people think there's a bias for Americans and it's easier. And maybe it is in some ways, but I wasn't out to do that. So the people who negotiated for me, and the people I taught my business skills to, and the people who helped me learn more and more and more of the intricacies of the system are all owners in the companies. But now we have two different mining companies. One with Chinese investors who are phenomenal people. And then one with American investors who are also phenomenal people. So where I was teaching business skills, figuring out my health situation, which is still kind of in a dire spot. Still very little use of my arm, but it didn't stop us from continuing on. Even when I was in the hospital for 2 months, I negotiated through Ghanaians. Geez, guys, this is just from the heart, so it's a little bit tough because I thought it would take us 90 days, and that was my goal. It goes 0 to basically right now we're going to be a $28 million company in year one. And I thought I would be able to pull it all off in 90 days, and it took significantly longer. And there's a lot of reasons for that. Maybe my health got in the way. Maybe I needed to learn how to teach business skills a little differently. I had to teach negotiation skills a little differently. I had to learn that working with the Chinese is very different than working with the Americans. So all around it was a learning experience for me. It was a learning experience for Ghanaians. Those particular Ghanaians are going to do very, very well. But our goal was absolutely, how do we take Ghanaian youth from the natural resources that you have in the ground everywhere? You know the land the best. You are better than anyone else at knowing how to remove the gold. Maybe not at a large scale like we're doing it, but definitely at a small scale. And teaching the large scale stuff we should be able to do pretty easily. So it was my goal to go from 0 to a $30 million company in months. And it took us longer than I thought, but we're there. And by the way, our first year numbers are going to be above that. So the reason it took so long and the reason I disappeared so long was that was my main focus. I had to prove that the youth of Ghana have what it takes to do it on their own and create the golden opportunity on their own. As long as they had the right business skills, they had the right resources, they had the right knowledge, and they had the right negotiation skills. But most of all, they themselves had to feel in their heart that they can do it, right? They had to feel in their heart that they're just as skilled as anyone else in the world to negotiate, to use the tools online. I haven't dug into a lot of it yet on how we did it, because I think that's saved for a later video, but it's just teaching skills, utilizing the right tools, and believing in your heart and believing in your soul that you can do it. And I promise you those golden opportunities exist. They existed for the people that helped me, and I helped them, so it was very good. Learning the intricacies of the system took it almost 2 years, and I know the system in and out now. I know the good, I know the bad, I know the indifferent. So that's where I've been. I've been doing nothing but this, and even from the hospital, where I was in the hospital for months on end, we were still doing this mission, because to me, there's nothing better that I could pass on than to let a Ghanaian youth know they can do it. They don't need anything else but themselves. They just need to learn the skills. They just need to have the heart. They just need to have it in their soul. And they have the resources already. So all those things came into play. But we built this business with no inside Ghana money. It was all done from external investors. And external investors, a lot of them, we had no idea who they were. In fact, we couldn't even speak the language of some of the investors. So nobody can tell me that Ghanaians don't have the skill to do it. Nobody can tell me that the youth can't succeed here. And nobody can tell me that they can't make a livable income, because I already proved that they can. And will continue to prove that they can. And hopefully at some point I'll be able to start teaching bigger groups how to do what we did. Because I assure you, it's not that complicated. It does take a little bit to learn, but it's not complicated. We used WeChat to get half of the investors, because that was the only way we can communicate in Chinese. You have it in your heart and soul. Keep chasing those dreams. Keep going after those goals. And definitely go after your golden opportunities. And don't let anybody stop you. Don't let anyone tell you you can't do it. Have the long-term mindset. Golden opportunities exist everywhere you look in this country. So please, chase those dreams, chase those golden opportunities, and until next time, please remember to stay inspired.